What's going on, people? I hope everybody is cool, man. So real quick, I wanted to hop on here and talk about this video that I just came across posted by Truth Teller. Okay. Now Truth Teller, he is like a Chicago street reporter. He reports on all of the beef and the killings and all of that type of stuff that go on in Chicago amongst gang members. Okay. In this one particular video, he was talking about a young lady who had recently lost her life because she was driving down a certain street in Chicago in a car that had tinted windows. Okay. I want you all to check out this clip in regards to this lady having her life taken and driving a car with these tinted windows. And then I'm going to come back with my commentary, but stick around because I'm definitely going somewhere unexpected. Check it out.
Yeah, here. A lady just got shot in the head.
They just killed this lady, bro.
They just shot this lady in the head.
It was a 30-year-old lady riding in Chicago. She was riding down a block on the west side, 1600 block of, I believe, South Ridgeway or something like that. You know, she just riding down that block, living her normal life. But the thing is, she got tints on her window. You know, she ended up driving down the block. This happened today. She ended up driving down the block that was in the middle of a gang war. You know, there's been a lot of killings and warring. So everybody on that block, they looking at every car that's riding past and shit like that. You know, this lady has tint all on her windows, and she actually went down the block that she might have not knew because she was confused, riding slow, looking out the windows and stuff like this. You know, a gang of gangbangers opened fire on this lady car. She was shot multiple times, murdered, lost her life. Hit the like button. Go.
Okay, now you all just heard that, right? Now, before I dive into what I want to talk about, I would like to say my deepest condolences to that lady who lost her life. Very sad thing. Very sad. It should not have happened, okay? Sure, her family is distraught. Somebody loved her. Somebody is sad about that situation. Okay? And I mean that from the heart. My deepest condolences. All right? It is not safe to drive around Chicago and cities abroad in these cars with these jet black tinted windows because you could be driving down the block of some people who got some ops, right? And you're driving a car that looks like what the ops was driving. Okay, it's a sad reality. All right, there's so much beef going on in the streets, so much. You know, if you don't got to do these cars with these tinted windows, don't do them. Okay, especially at nighttime. In this video, I want to open some eyes. I would like to open some eyes. All right. I want to talk about what's really going on with some of these folks riding around with jet black tinted windows, especially in Chicago. Okay. I have to talk about it. Now hear me clearly. I'm not saying everybody who has tinted windows in Chicago or abroad is dealing with something negative. Okay. Some people just don't want the sun in their face, right? Some people want a cooler interior, right? Some people just don't like to be seen, right? Okay, fine. But I believe a lot of these folks riding around Chicago with these jet black tinted windows, there's something way deeper going on. Way deeper. All right. That seems to be an admiration of driving in darkness within the city of Chicago and some other places. All right. I see it all the time, man. I see it all the time, especially driving in Chicago, right? With these tinted windows, cars flying down the street doing 90 miles per hour in a 25 mile per hour zone, running red lights, cutting people off, almost hitting people in the crosswalks, all right, like the people are not even there, aggressive, wild tailgating, like They're in Fast and the Furious. All right. But one thing I always notice, some of you all are going to notice it too. Right? And you may even notice it right now while I'm telling you this, like, yeah, that's actually true. But one thing I always notice, all right, is that most of these people driving that way got jet black tinted windows. All right? That's not a coincidence. They're hiding. Right? Why do they love driving in darkness so much? Why don't they want to be seen? Listen, man, I'm going to break this down from a spiritual point. Now, John 3:19 says, quote, "And this is the judgment. The light has come into the world, and people love the darkness rather than the light because their works were evil." Unquote. There it is right there. People love darkness because the darkness covers their evil well. It covers their evil well, man. When your windows jet black, okay, tinted window, these jet black tinted windows that I see all the time, and the cars are always driving crazy, all right, that's because they feel like nobody can see them. They feel invisible behind those jet black tinted windows, and the darkness amps them up, right? The darkness gives them boldness to act wild, reckless, aggressive driving because they know nobody can identify them. So when they are behind the darkness of those tinted windows, they get more aggressive, more erratic, driving more crazy because they know nobody can see them. They love the darkness. This is why you see a lot of cars with tinted windows, jet black tinted windows, driving very crazy because the darkness that they are behind gives them fuel to their fire. This is what it is, man. But God sees everything, man. He sees everything. All right. And it's not just with these cars either, man. Let's talk about these ski masks that people are still running around here wearing. All right. Folks walking into stores, restaurants, trains in the middle of the summer with full ski mask on, face completely covered, talking about COVID, talking about I'm just in my own little world. I just don't want to be seen, man. And I believe there's something spiritual going on there. It's 90 degrees outside. You're walking around with a ski mask on, covering your full face. Walking into businesses, establishments. Families are in there eating, dining, trying to have a good time. And here you come with a face mask on, covering up your entire face. I just want to be in my own world, man. Nah, man, it's something deeper than that. Something deeper than that is going on. It's a spiritual thing going on with these cars, with these jet black tinted windows, and these face coverings, man. Listen, this generation, especially in cities like Chicago, is falling in love with darkness. And the devil is the only one loving that. All right? Because the more you hide, the more you act out. The more you hide, the more evil can grow. The more you hide, the less accountability there is. This is why when they are driving around with them jet black tinted windows, most of the time you see them driving very crazy and very erratically because the darkness is fueling them up. They're getting pumped up because nobody can see them. It's a demonic thing going on, man. To the people in Chicago, man, and abroad, start paying attention to these cars speeding past you, almost causing accidents, moving like demons on wheels. Look at their windows. 9 times out of 10, it's a jet black tinted window. Okay, that's not just style. That's shelter. They're sheltering in darkness. They hate to be seen. They hate exposure. And spiritually, they hate God. All right. Now, again, man, I got to say this, all right? Because some people, I got tinted windows and I ain't got no. Listen, man, this message is not for everybody with jet black tinted windows or who wear these face coverings. All right. I know some of y'all got tents or wear ski masks because you're trying to stay cool, you know, or you just don't want to be seen, right? You just like your own space and comfortability, right? Okay, I get it. I get it. All right. But to the flip side of that, there's a spiritual issue. All right. And you need to ask yourself, why do you love the darkness? To the rest of y'all, man, be mindful. Be mindful who you're around. Be mindful when you're on these roads. Be mindful when you're walking into these stores when someone walks in with a ski mask or in 80-degree weather. That's not normal. All right? Be mindful of these crazy erratic drivers when you see them coming down the street, driving 100 miles per hour and driving erratically and aggressively tailgating you, cutting all around you and almost hitting your car. Look at their windows. A lot of the time, jet black tinted windows, man. Seriously. Seriously. Now, you don't got to live in fear, but just be mindful. Be alert. Stay aware. All right? You got to stay aware because spiritually, dark people do exist and they carry dark energy. All right? And if you're rooted in light, that stuff can rub off on you. All right? Let me close with this, man. Ephesians 5:8-11 says, quote, for you were once darkness, but now you are light in the Lord. Live as children of light. Have nothing to do with the fruitless deeds of darkness, but rather expose them. Unquote. And with that being said, man, you all be blessed. You all stay prayed up and be careful out there, man. And always stay alert and stay aware. To God be the glory. Peace.